So, all my friends have unsubbed. It seems a little early for that. Or does it? A constant theme over the past several months has been an unanimous opinion that Shadowlands is not a fun experience. This was mixed with a year-long malaise as many of us struggled with the realities of the horrible working conditions going on at the studio, which was a very big negative that was dropped on top of a years-long frustration with wavering quality in games in the first place. By the year 2023, being a Blizzard fan is a very strange stance to have. Many of us still enjoy the worlds or games for what they are, but that Blizzard logo doesn't mean what it once did, and a lot of players have found themselves migrating to new pastures. I started this YouTube channel not long ago, but I was inspired to do so by a good friend of mine. We'd chat routinely on Discord, staying up late just to discuss lore or game design ideas, and what I realized was even with our frustrations with WoW, we still had a lot to say about the game. But my unnamed buddy here, man, he's a bigger fan than I am. In fact, he's such a big fan that Dragonflight doesn't actually meet his bar of quality. He thinks of WoW as something that should be better than what it is now. He hasn't even gotten the expansion yet. Of course, you guys also know Hirsch and Rixie. We do the podcast episodes together, but I'm pretty sure both of them are unsubbed right now, too. I'm in a guild, but we're struggling to recruit at the moment. There's no obnoxious grind to deal with. There's no game-breaking bugs keeping players away. So what's the problem? I have a couple ideas. Of course, different players want different things out of the game, so there's no singular, easy solution to these sorts of things. However, I've heard from more than one person that there's just a vague absence of something. A lacking element that makes the experience feel hollow. I've talked about my time spent as an evoker so far, and personally I'm real happy with it. In a lot of ways, Blizzard really innovated with these completely new ideas. As a Drakthir, I can shapeshift into an elf disguise. I can fly around freely all over. Not to mention this game-changing spell charge mechanic that lets me breathe fire. I'm just a dumb baby loser moron person who's easily entertained, so my opinion on this is a little hard to measure. But the way I see it, Warcraft is missing three things. The first thing I've overheard people ask about is the story. Who is the bad guy right now? What is at stake? What's going on? What I personally enjoy about Dragonflight is the amount of small stories and side quests that are worth discovering, but many a player wants something bigger than that. Wrath of the Lich King had a lot of very interesting zones, and each one tied in with a larger threat that players had an emotional and long-building relationship towards. The idea of finally facing Arthas after all these years was a compelling hook. Dragonflight's zones all kind of end with Razagath showing up and saying, "Haha, look at my little arms. I can't do much with these little arms, aren't they funny? I have a vague evil plan, too. I could kill you if I wanted to, but for some reason I'm not going to. I just came here to laugh at you, bye." We'll see what happens as patches come out, and maybe a bigger narrative will begin to catch players' eyes, but for now, I have to admit the game's very much in an off-season mode right now. Second, Warcraft is missing its teeth. A theme about pretty much every zone and character right now is coming together. There's a constant friendly toothpaste commercial of the Horde and Alliance being friends, and everyone's working together, and in fact, they don't even care that much about Razagath. The only characters that seem to treat the Primalists as a threat are dragons and Khadgar. I've said this for years, but the thing that makes Warcraft appealing is the word war in the name. If you want to get people's attention, you look to the rivalry, the sense of camaraderie and having a side to fight for. How are we going to sell Mountain Dew? Have an elf and an orc fight. It's iconic. You have red versus blue. You pick a team and you root for it. It's cool. I don't know that you can sell Mountain Dew by having an orc and elf share a crafting order together and then go for a nice picnic. You can try. You'll get some Reddit upvotes. But if your goal is to make Reddit happy, then I can guarantee you're not making a product that will stand the test of time. These are both points that are, of course, a matter of taste. But the third and final issue I want to talk about is the lack of community. The problem, though, isn't just a, "oh, things used to be different" old man moment. The issue is that the actual gameplay is a little hollow, fundamentally. World of Warcraft used to be a novelty for a lot of players. People new to the MMO genre had never seen something like this before. The way you could reach new people and interact with strangers in this absolutely gigantic open world is just unheard of. And by the year 2023, nearly every game coming out is open world and or online. Some are bigger than Warcraft. If you want to chat with friends, you don't log into guild chat, you log into Discord. The other 2 points I brought up can be fixed with some slight improvements to writing, but this is a much bigger issue that can only be solved by us, the players. I want to remind you, not that my audience is gigantic, but please reach out to strangers and try to make their day. Help folks with crafting requests. When someone's new in a dungeon, coach them and share some tips. There's some neat features, like did you know you can copy another player's talent tree while you're examining them? And you can just use a code from Icy Veins to update your own talent tree. Maybe if you have a bad rogue in a run, ask if they'd like any pointers and just copy paste the code for them. Blizzard's been kind of ass for a while. But as they reset and reorganize, I'd like to see the player base maybe adjust their expectations and standards as well. We could all do better, myself included. And of course, it's up to Blizzard to provide a game worth caring about. But I think that if we all joined hands and all something, schmaltzy like that, we could have fun even if the game was terrible. But that's enough negativity for one episode. I'm done with my weeklies, and I'm nice and clean, so I'm probably going to go grind some old transmogs. I'll see you around.
Ah, Radish, my loyal friend and champion of Azeroth, I lament that we meet under such dark circumstances, but it would appear we are both out of options. As neither of us are getting any younger, it seems logical that we admit our mutual attraction to one another.
No, that's okay.
I suppose I misread some signals. If only magic could erase my embarrassment.